Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm a 35-year-old mum to now 11-week-old Alba and 3-year-old James. Thank you for joining me on another episode of 10,000 Steps with Baby. This week we're going to talk about bouncing back or not, as you'll see. So, um, bouncing back. I feel like this is a topic that's gone a bit underground in recent years, and by that I mean that when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, I can remember reading magazines that were posting pictures of celebrities and talking about how they'd bounce back after 2 weeks after having a baby, or that they hadn't, yada yada yada, slagging them off, commenting on it. And now in 2025, we're supposedly living in a more body positive era. And you don't hear that phrase as much. But I feel that's because it's just now gilded as a different form where we talk about hitting our daily protein macros or how we're still doing Pilates every day. And to me, it's just taken bouncing back and tried to disguise it as wellness, because at the end of the day, it's still saying that your body should look a certain way even after you've just spent 9 months growing another life and now you're exhausted, not sleeping, recovering from whatever type of labor you had, and you're somehow still supposed to be worrying about how you look or what you weigh, and now you also have to eat 140 grams of protein a day. But I also understand the flip side, um, because I understand that desire that after being pregnant and watching your body change, and there's this really strong desire to get your body back in a way to sort of reclaim it, having sort of given it to another person for 9 months. And even going back to being able to lie on your front, to be able to do up your shoes without getting out of breath, that feels amazing after a baby. And you've probably also just spent 9 months, or part of that, in some horrible maternity clothes that don't quite fit. And, the dream is, to be able to get back into wearing, your original jeans or whatever you had before you had a baby. So I get it. I get that desire that we all have, I think. And with my first pregnancy, I put on 2.5 stone. Um, and after my son was born and I was breastfeeding, and don't hate me, uh, but I was one of those people that bounced back. Without trying, the baby weight just dropped off. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty smug about it. I thought it was all due to breastfeeding because I'd heard loads from people that, oh, if you're breastfeeding, you just lose weight. And I thought, oh, well, this is easy, this is just what happens. And I was eating loads and I wasn't trying, and it just happened for me. And the reason I'm saying this is not to show off, I promise. It's because that's my expectation that was my expectation when I had my daughter. And so when I was pregnant with my second baby, Alba, who's now 11 weeks, I put on 3.5 stone this time, so an extra stone. And again, I just had that expectation that, well, the weight will just fall off. I'm breastfeeding her as well, so nothing much has changed from baby to baby. I am 3 years older. Maybe that's what's got to do with it. But yeah, I just thought, well, that weight's just going to fall off again. That's what happens. So much so that it was 2 in the morning and she was cluster feeding, I think about a week or two old. And I went and bought 2 pairs of jeans in my original size. And they arrived and I could not even get them past my knees. I weighed myself and I had lost almost nothing. I was like, what the hell is this? This isn't supposed to happen. So I stopped being so smug, because this time my body is clinging to that extra chub. It is not going anywhere at all. And not that I'm trying hard. In fact, I'm actually not trying at all, because I firmly believe that this is a time to be kind to yourself. You need to eat what you want. You need to replenish all those vitamins and minerals your body has just donated to your sprog. And most importantly, you need to eat what you want because being a new mum is really, really, really hard. And there is no sense in making your life harder by thinking you can't have a brownie with your coffee or you can't get a McDonald's because you need an easy lunch. So at the moment, I am eating what I want, but something I am doing is exercising. And I actually really enjoy exercise, mainly because of the mental benefits I find it gives me. I feel just so much better mentally if I've managed to do something. And I find that I'm definitely a better mum um, on the days that I manage to do something at all. And I aim for 20 minutes, as that seems achievable as a time limit. But actually, somehow, even 20 minutes isn't achievable. Today is Friday for me, and I have managed to do one 20-minute workout. So, yeah, you can see how that's going. But that's my aim. And I've had a lot of thoughts about getting back into exercise postpartum, mainly because I'm on TikTok and I think there's a lot of misinformation and sort of toxic messages that get spread around that. So I might do a separate episode on that. My current bounce back plan is that I am not. So everybody is different and every pregnancy is different, as I've found out. So please, if you're listening and you're worried about your body or your weight or what you look like now, then please be kind to yourself. You just grew a human being. And so you should eat the crisps or cake or whatever it is you want and be proud of what your body did. I know that's easier said than done, but your body is amazing. And if it's important to you, you can fit back in your old jeans at some other point or not. It doesn't really matter, does it? So, to finish off, you can have a laugh or cringe with me on some of the delusional things I wrote on my notes app under postpartum glow up, is what I called it, with the little star sign before my daughter was born. Um, these are so ridiculous, some of them. Number one, gua sha slash new face. I bought one of those gua sha, like jade gua shas, about 4 years ago, and it sits on my um, bathroom stand, and I've never once used it. I don't know why I suddenly thought I was going to get into gua sha. New face, I think I was influenced by some TikTok videos. I think it costs about £200. Again, I think it takes about 5 minutes to use. I think the same for gua sha. I don't have time for that in the morning. But I like where I was going with that. Number two, weekly hair masks and scalp massage. Again, I don't know what I thought my life would be, but I don't have time to sit with a hair mask on. The reason I know I put this down is because I don't know if anyone else experienced this, but I had terrible like hair breakage after my son was born. So all the little baby hairs, I was walking around looking completely insane because they all just like snapped off. So I had this sort of halo of frizz of hair about 3 inches long sticking straight out my head for months and months until it grew back. So I was trying to like stop that from happening. Um, yeah, but I think that's inevitable. But we'll see. I might try and get out the scalp massager because to be fair, that only takes 10 seconds in the shower. Daily multivitamins. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Of managing to do that quite a lot of the time. Daily meditation. That's also another really good idea. I love the Headspace app. I used to use it religiously before kids, but again, I don't know why it's so hard to find 10 minutes, but somehow it is. But I do think for mental health, that's a pretty good idea. Oh, right. The next one is I've written down what I thought a good exercise regime would be. So again, yeah, I've just aimed for 20 minutes, but I thought I'd do one HIIT workout, one Pilates, in brackets, baby friendly class, one yoga session, one run, and one strength class per week. So that's 5 workouts per week. I love how motivated fat pregnant me was, thinking at 37 weeks or whatever I was that I would be able to do this. I'm not. So yeah, maybe at some other point, maybe in 3 or 4 years. I've even, oh yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, this is it. I've written beside this workout plan, I'm going to accomplish this. Okay, and that's by getting up at 6 a.m. every day and working out before the school run. Ah, that is so delusional. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, that does not happen. That does not happen at all. My husband takes the baby at 6 a.m. and I love that hour and a half line. I get up. I get up at the last possible minute before I have to go downstairs and get myself ready to take my toddler to preschool. 7 is a makeup lesson. So yeah, I love this idea. I would love a makeup lesson. I've got no idea how to put on makeup, even at the age of 35. But I've worn makeup, I think, twice in the past 10 weeks. So I'm not sure how much use that will be. Number 8 is bone broth. Again, I think this was a TikTok influencer thing about maybe having collagen in it, and collagen is good for wound repair. I think that's what I was thinking. What I do remember is that I spent £28 buying 4 cartons of this from Tesco in the shop I did before Alba was born. And then I tried it not long afterwards, and it is absolutely disgusting. Um, my husband would kick off if he knew how much that costs because there's 3 cartons of it still sitting in the cupboard. Um, yeah, so that was a waste of money. And the final one is daily Kegels. And to be fair, I do try and do this. I use the Squeezy NHS app, and I actually think it's a really good idea. Ladies, do your Kegels. We all need to be doing our Kegels. Um, yeah, I might do an episode on that, on pelvic floor, because I think that's a huge, huge issue if you've had a kid for us ladies. So yeah, so that was my list. As you can see, I accomplished some of it, but yeah, most of it not. Bouncing back. So in summary, I think it's a toxic diet culture still. Um, I think you should try and love your body. As I said before, easier said than done. I know that. And I definitely don't manage to do that myself a lot of the time. But I think you need to look after your body in whichever way feels right for you. Even if that means, like it did for me today, that I'd already eaten a whole pack of the Oreos by 10 a.m. It is what it is. So I'd love to hear other people's experiences of this. If you feel social media has influenced you, I know it has me. It does influence you, in a positive or negative way. Are you trying to bounce back, or are you content with, whatever your post baby body is like? Let me know, and please tune in for next week when I'll be doing another episode. I haven't decided on what yet. I need to think of an idea. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Bye now.